I've been on home inspections where the home inspector will joke and say, have you lived in Colorado long enough to know that there are 4 seasons literally in one day? Yeah, it's true.
The snow fell yesterday.
Oh, no.
Temperatures went to around 30 degrees in Denver overnight, and that drop in temperature was more than 50 degrees from what they had on Thursday of 88. Snow totals are expected to be around 2 to 5 inches in Denver. Some of the state's eastern mountains seeing 1 to 2 feet.
This period of time from March all the way till about the first week in June is anyone's guess as far as the weather. The jokes around Colorado's weather are historical, they're well known. If you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. As of filming this video on April 5th, we had 6 inches of snow last night in Castle Rock. The mountains got dumped on, and Winter Park, the area I like to ski at, got 16 inches of snow, and more is on the way. March is our snowiest month, and April is right there behind it. There's a lot of moisture in the air right now, and that means that it's going to mess with a lot of your well-laid plans for what you want to try and get done in the spring and early summer. So let's run down a list of things that I want you to keep in mind as you think about moving to Colorado, Colorado Springs, or the Castle Rock area this year or in years to come. The temperatures can range from the 70s and 80s all the way down. Last night it was -2 at my house. It has never surprised me that, Lowe's, Home Depot, Murdoch's, they start putting out the spring plantings, the trees they want you to buy, and we drive by those parking lots and those things are covered in snow. It makes no sense to me.
Here we are rolling into Home Depot during a snowstorm, and they had to bring in all their plants, fresh herbs covered with snow.
It messes with your kids' after-school activities. Soccer today is canceled. Any sort of other outdoor sports, baseball season, it's canceled. So the fields are unplayable right now. And we had a game last weekend where it was 65 degrees.
It's the middle of April, and yeah, we get snowstorms. The playground is covered and everyone's playing inside.
It's just very unpredictable when it comes to springtime and early summer weather. You may see, ooh, my favorite restaurant has outdoor patio tables available and they have those cool propane heaters. But again, the weather is very unpredictable. It could be beautiful all afternoon, and then come the evening, it drops into the 20s or 30s. Yes, school does get canceled April, May, and June if you're still going to school then. I remember one particular year, there was a giant hailstorm in Colorado Springs and all the plow trucks are put away and then it was a disaster. So yeah, school cancellations can happen in April and May. Utility bills are thankfully usually lower in March, April, and May. We haven't turned on air conditioning and we really only need to run the furnace in the evenings, especially if you have a Nest thermostat and it pays attention to your heating habits. It always feels like the combination of the late spring and early fall added together rarely, exceeds the winter months of utility bills. So that's always good. Know that there's some savings in your utility bills in these spring and fall shoulder seasons, as they call them. The fact that you're not turning on your AC also doesn't mean you shouldn't ignore getting your AC tuned up and ready for the summer. We get these little Val packs in the mail and they have $49, $59 specials where they'll come out and tune, recharge your coolant if needed. Definitely take advantage of that because the summers can be hot, they can be dry, and it's really good to have a functioning AC system through the summer. We don't really start watering our lawns until June. That's a good thing to note because we gather a lot of moisture and walking around on your lawn sometimes in May can be kind of squishy. So, don't plan on bringing out that mower till June. As far as snow tires go, do not take them off until after Mother's Day, especially if you're going to go up in the mountains and you're going to try and get some spring skiing in or some whitewater rafting, or you're going to go into the mountains and do some fishing before the spring runoff really hits. Keep the snow tires on. It's like the best advice I could ever give you. Don't plant flowers until after Mother's Day. I see so many people load up their cars at Home Depot and Lowe's, stick a bunch of flowers, $200 to $300 worth, and then we get a giant, wet, heavy snow and it kills them all. 5 years ago, I bought my wife a really large lilac for a couple $100. I put that in, and then it snowed a foot on Mother's Day.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
So just be aware that weather like this happens, and there's two ways to look at it. You can think, man, there's a lot of moisture coming to Colorado, and we're going to have a nice spring with a decent amount of runoff. That means that's good for our lakes and reservoirs and ponds. That means less water restrictions for cities that are concerned about the watering. And then we have the other side, which is you have some minor inconveniences when it comes to scheduling around spring sports, spring activities, and that a middle of April, middle of May blizzard is not the norm, but it definitely can happen.
As far as painting your home, this is a common topic that comes up because right now the local painting companies are canvassing neighborhoods trying to build out their summer business. Don't schedule any painting until after June 1. You will be delayed. For example, if someone was coming to paint my house this week, they probably would tell me we can't do it until later on when the snow melts off and the temperatures get above 55 degrees so that the paint will stick. Don't schedule any painting projects until after June 1. Lastly, if you're a recreational outdoors enthusiast and you like getting out there, bear in mind hiking right now is just a wet, muddy mess. All the local trails in Castle Rock are closed right now until probably the middle of May. Bike tires will put ruts in there. The town gets really upset about it. So don't plan on doing a lot of hiking.
It's the middle of April. Soccer season is in full swing. You can see the goals behind me. And we won't have practice tonight, probably won't have games tomorrow. But look at it on the bright side. The mountains are getting covered in snow. Spring skiing is still alive and well. And our mountains are going to be covered in snowpack, which feeds about 7 other states. You might want to reference the Colorado River Water Pact. Also, this means that activities like whitewater rafting are going to be huge this year. That's a vital source of income for our economy. And you also need to consider that this means that local municipalities won't have as aggressive water restrictions. Some communities will get down to no watering during the summer. This might mean that we'll get to water 3 days a week, 4 days a week. So this is really important to see this type of snowfall, especially at this time of year. So thank you so much for watching this video. And no, I'm not a local weatherman. I'm just out here trying to do my thing and bring you interesting information when it comes to thinking about living in Colorado, especially Colorado Springs or the Castle Rock area. Weatherman signing off. Thanks.